I'm in the studio today and I'm going to be looking through these books by some of my favourite urban sketchers. Let's get started. So we're starting with this one. It's from James Hobbs, who's an artist and writer living in London. It's a collection of 7 of his sketchbooks. Let me just get it so that I can show you the whole spread, and dating back quite a number of years. So obviously his writing is very nice as well to read, but you can see they're shown in, the whole book is shown sort of completely. This was another one. It's quite nice because you start to see how things have developed with his career, with his drawing career. Starting now probably to be the things that he's more known for now, with like a thick black pen. I'm just going to flick through them all because just to sort of give you an idea if there's something you might like to look at further. He also writes a lot actually in the sketchbook, sometimes on the back of the drawing. There's also these really nice ones where he has lots of texture. Some of the things are very personal that he shares with the reader of the book. And there's also some sort of watercolour ones that he experimented with as well here. I think it's a really nice collection, these sort of landscape views as well. I mean, he's chosen like a series of different size books and different textures and lines that he's created. I'll leave a contact list below to everybody that I mentioned in this video. So now we move on to Maru Godas. This was a little small book that I got from a sketchbook festival in France called Canude. So let's open up and have a look. She uses a lot of gouache in her work. I actually got a signed copy here and she did a little drawing for me, which was really lovely. She's got a very distinct style, so much energy, and her use of colour is really fantastic. You have this feeling that there's like you're going on a journey through the paintings. All about a trip to Chicago. This is a book by Sylvian Cnudde. Obviously, I like greens as well, and he did lots of lovely paintings here, really inspiring. Let's get it. Got a signed one as well, another one from Canude. I'll just check that's in the middle. There we go. Great studies of the woods and the shadows. I looked at one of his like original sketchbooks, and there's every page is just wonderful. You know, he manages to do something great on every page. He often draws cars if you follow me on Instagram, but this is like all about nature. There's like a lot of realism, but also a lot of energy as well in the drawings. So here we have a book about Seville by Inma Serrano. I'll show you the back in a minute. Well, actually this is the back, but I quite like this one. So it's about, it's a little portrait of the city, and the first part is sort of more of a nighttime one. Again, so much life in the way she draws things. Different use of media like coloured pencil, fine liners, and then there's also like watercolour and then things on top. Very bold compositions too. Lovely use of colour. And then you turn the book the other way, and then you've got what it's like during the daytime. Well, this is what I'm presuming anyway, because I don't speak Spanish, so let's hope so. If you know better, let me know. So there's also some of these lovely, I've actually drawn this building as well myself. It's a fabulous, it used to be an old sweet shop, so it reminds me of things like that as well. I got this book when I was there. You can see like the compositions moving across the page, and the fact that she just picks out little bits to be painted in colour. Really is fabulous work. So this is probably the book that started it all off. This is The Art of Urban Sketching by Gabi Campanario, who started the urban sketcher, should we call it a movement? I don't know. The idea that people would come together to draw together. Obviously people have been drawing on occasion forever, but it was a slightly different way of thinking of things. So I'll get this one straight. There's so many different people he features in this book. Just give you a little bit of it. Probably if you were to buy one book about urban sketching, this is the one to have, because there's lots of different styles of people that are included, lots of places in the world. I'm sure whatever your particular way you like to draw is, you'd find someone here that would do something you could get inspired by. Watercolour work. So all the people in here were the people that he first started collaborating with and working with from originally from a Flickr page back in the early part of the 21st century. So, so much in this book. Really recommend it if you want to get inspired or just find out more about the way different people draw. That's that one. So this is one of a series of books by Len Grant. This one's the Rush Home Sketcher. He's got quite a few of these different ones out where he goes into different parts of Manchester. A signed one. Always love a signed book. So he's originally a photographer, and he's very good at chatting to people, and he often finds out stories while he's sitting drawing. Got a very strong style, and he really concentrates on the sort of everyday things in Manchester. See, it's nice to see that you don't really need to go far from where you live to find things that are quite inspiring to draw. That's Len's book. So this one's more of a zine. It's the Kerala sketchbook by Dewhurst, who's based in New Zealand, but this is about a trip he did to India. He used this sort of brown craft paper for the drawings, and also showed some of them as they were in the book. It's really nicely laid out. And then a little bit of information underneath about places he went to. I can't remember how long exactly he did this for, but it wasn't an awfully long trip, but he really did manage to create lots of work. Portraits too. Again, I'll put all the links below if you're interested in getting a copy of this. It's the one that's on the cover. So we've got this one, which is Spider Season by Eleanor Doughty. Another different way of having a little book spiral around. It's like an edition version. Eleanor does a lot of mixed media work, and she's done like big murals as well. Very prolific, does an awful lot of work. And gives workshops too. Oops. So we're moving on to Santi Salles, who's an artist based in Barcelona. He's got a very distinctive style. If you've seen his drawings before, I'm sure you'll recognise them here. I think the design on the page is like really nice. They managed to look like the thing he's drawing, but also have that sense of style about them as well, which I think is like a really sort of hard thing to do. Now it's great, isn't it? Oops. So often food as well as architecture. Some cars as well in there. We have Mariam Ravolier. She's one of the very first people I discovered in the urban sketching community when I followed her blog along with Simo Capecci. So it was really lovely to get this book from her. So let's have a little look. Her use of direct watercolour is quite wonderful. So let's have a little look through. Got a really nice boldness to it. If I can show all these very well. There we go. I'm always amazed because she seems to draw in all these like museums and galleries, which I'm sure if you were in London they'd shoo you away, but I'm sure in Paris you can do it. I don't see many other people do like paint the figure directly with watercolour. A lot of people do it with buildings, but not with people. This is a book, sort of urban sketching, but a bit more than that, by Fred Lynch, who's part of the urban sketch community. He's an illustration professor at an American university, and it's the story of tracing his roots, as you can sort of see on the cover here. Let's put it there. So he makes these sort of sepia drawings, and he followed his family tree back. Obviously a huge amount of research, and then drew places where people in his family had lived at various points. I have to admit I haven't read it yet, but I've looked at the pictures, and it's a really nice idea to really like hone in on one particular thing and tell this story through these drawings. I think he starts, don't quote me on this, but I think he starts on location but sometimes finishes them in the studio. I know he takes a long time doing the drawings, because in the workshop I went with him, he said that sometimes he'll spend 3 or 4 hours just doing one drawing, which is a bit different to lots of the sort of urban sketcher people, artists. I'll put a link below if you want to get in touch with him and get a copy for yourself. I think he publishes it just as people inquire about it. So a huge piece of work in the fact just the research, but the beautiful drawings as well. And the fact that they're all in this sepia tone sort of brings them all together, doesn't it? So it's like adds a sort of continuity to them. I'm not sure if you can see it so well on the camera, but yeah. It's a very lovely, lovely book, this one. So the last one I've got for you is one by Hugo Barros Costa, who is an architect and teaches architectural drawing to students as well. I've done a workshop with him and he's really great, so share this one with you. It's also one of the first books I ever bought from Canude, the festival I mentioned. So let's open it up. It's about a trip he took up following the work of one particular architect in New York. You can see he does these amazingly sort of like very complex city scenes. All drawn on location. He draws every single day. You can tell what a good effect it has. I'm sure he was brilliant to start with, but this is really nice, the way he just tests his colour up on the edge. It reminds me of like an airmail envelope or something. He loves drawing bikes. I've seen quite a lot of bikes in his pictures. Oops. Got a little bit about his kit at the beginning, a little bit about the story. Back of it there. So that's Hugo Costa. Like I said, I'll put everybody's book contact information at the end, and if there's one you like or you want to follow them on Instagram, find out more about them, there'll be a link below. I hope you enjoyed this look through some books on my bookshelf, and until the next time, bye.